Hello and welcome to a special on-location area here in Seneca, Niagara Casino and Hotel in Niagara Falls, New York on Entertainment Extra with Joe Crawford. And I am honored to be sitting not next to one or two or three or even four or even five remarkable people, but six remarkable people who have a lovely story who we're going to talk about in just a few minutes, and why we are here at the Bear Den Showcase Room here in their theater, and why we're all on stage. It's because on Saturday, May the 19th, they're going to be here performing here on stage the original Drifters. And my goodness, if you're like me, an old soul at heart, or maybe a young soul at heart, if you're a little bit older than I am, you know about the Drifters music back from 1953. Bill Pinkney's original Drifters, and they're with me. Good day, folks. I hope everyone is well.
Just fine.
Oh, awesome. I'm doing very well. Starting over here to my left, I have Brian. And Brian, what do you do with the Drifters? You singer, backup?
I'm a singer.
Singer?
Yeah, you know, I'm the young kid. I've been around for about 9 years now, and I've been blessed to have a chance to sing with these good people, Bill Pinkney's original Drifters, and I'm Brian.
Thank you, Brian. And next to Brian, we have Tony. And Tony, what's your position with the original Drifters here?
My position is all of them. But I am the opening act for Bill Pinkney's original Drifters, and I'm very happy to be among the group.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony. And Richard here next to me.
All right. Well, I'm happy to be here. I've been here for going on about 30 years now. And I've been struggling a little bit with my health, but outside of that, I'm doing very, 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 very well, and I'm feeling good. I feel good today. I'm ready to perform now.
Awesome, awesome. I'm blessed that you are here with us. And next to me here on my right is Chuck. Chuck.
How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing well.
All right. It's a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. As Richard said, we're looking forward to performing tomorrow. Want everybody to come out. If you miss it, you're going to be upset with yourself because everybody's going to be talking about it. Yeah. And we are here representing Bill Pinkney's original Drifters.
No mistake.
That's right, Bill Pinkney's original Drifters. And continuing on with the Bill Pinkney's original Drifters is Russell. Russell, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Thank you very much. I joined Bill in '67 and been all the way through up until now, going on 42 years.
Wow.
As a drifter.
Beautiful. Wow. You've drifted that many years along the way, eh? Still drifting away. Awesome. And right to the very end is a lady who I was able to contact Bill Pinkney's original Drifters, and I'm honored to be seeing her in person, and she's with us here on the show right now, is Maxine. Maxine, welcome.
Thank you so much for welcoming us, and we are delighted to be here representing what we feel is a tremendous and precious 59-year legacy that we continue with dignity, pride, and respect. It is our pleasure to be here in the Bear's Den, and we're preparing to really entertain a whole new area. We're thrilled about it, and we hope that everyone will come out and participate along with us. Not just listen to us, but participate along with us.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Maxine. And if you're not participating in the music because the original Drifters, Bill Pinkney's music just gets you grooving and moving, then there's something wrong with you, because I don't think you can't just be sitting still in the seats for sure. Now, Bill Pinkney is sadly has passed, but you guys make the legacy continue and live on. And off camera, I was able to find out that Chuck and Russell, you guys worked the longest with Bill Pinkney. And for a person like myself who never got to know Bill Pinkney, please, maybe one of you or both of you tell us a little bit about Bill.
Where do you start? Where do you start? One of a kind. One of a kind. Bill could have been successful as an actor, a comedian. He was just an entertainer extraordinary. He was a people person. He had a smile that was infectious, and just to know him, you know, was love. He exuberated that.
What about you, Russell?
I met Bill when I was 13 years old in high school. All original guys.
Yeah.
And I told, well, the original was Clyde McFadder, Bill Pinkney, Gayhard Thrasher, his brother Bubba, and Bubba.
Wait a minute, you said you were 13?
Yeah.
How old you say you are now? Go ahead. We'll talk later. We'll talk later. It's all right.
Well, I'm 72.
Wow.
And growing.
And holding.
And holding. and I told Bill, I said, Bill, when I, like kids, I said, Bill, when I get grown, I'm gonna sing with y'all. And I think 30-some years later, maybe a little bit less than that, I met him in 1967. And he needed us, at that time, he needed a singer. And I was there.
Nice.
And I reminded him of that year when I was 13 years old.
Right. Awesome. And what did Bill say? Did he remember you when you were 13 when you mentioned, hey, remember me when I was 13?
Oh yeah, because he remembered the school that they played at.
Oh, okay.
James Weldon Johnson Junior High School in Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow. Awesome. Wow. Good old Florida. That's right. Yes, we do. And joining us on the end is, everyone looks young, but the youngest of them all is Brian, it looks like, but it's hard to tell because, like I said, everyone looks good. Brian, how did you get yourself into Bill Pinkney's Original Drifters? And you look like a young pup myself. How do you get to know all these good songs?
Well, that's an interesting story because I've never been hired. I haven't been hired yet. I have, every job, they will hire you or someone will hire you or tell you, welcome in. No, I was drafted. Seriously though, I have an old soul. I grew up around older people.
You're right.
And Pops, I call him Pops. Yeah. But Bill was, I was just always around for some reason. I don't know why I was around, I was just always around. And pretty much in the way. And Chuck and Richard, they used to laugh at me all the time because I'd be carrying, amplifiers and speakers on the stage. Anyway, and finally See?
That's why they carry it around. They can't carry the equipment anymore.
Yeah, man, I carried stuff around and just hung around. And Tony, she was like, my mama and Maxine, they all chastised me all the time, but I was kept in line. I just been around the group forever, and then after a while they say, "Hey, come on stage and try to sing." Well, I can do it. So, and I started off singing one song. We were actually Orange Blossom in Florida, festival down in Florida, and we were in sound check, and the band started playing a song. I just grabbed the microphone and started singing, and Pop come around the corner and say,
"No, you took the song from me, which was a good thing."
Yeah. She was singing it. I said, "Tony, let me see." You can't say. I said, "Give me the microphone." And so I hear the note, and Pop come around the corner and say, "Hey, boy, you gonna sing it tonight?" I said, I guess. I've been around here since. I ain't been hired yet, though. I just been told, be there and be ready. So nice. I just kind of. I counted all joy, though.
And if you believe that, you're pretty good.
He just got a young head. He's not that young. That's the old from the soul down. Yes.
Now, some of the originals, like I've never seen a group. This is probably maybe the longest well-known group, Bill Pinkney's Original Drifters, because you guys kept the legend going now for almost 60 years. Next year marks the 60th anniversary. And to keep it going through all these generations, I think is wonderful. And what do you think that it is that the Original Drifters, Bill Pinkney's Original Drifters, is able to do that to keep it going for 6 decades anyways? Who wants to answer that one?
We try to maintain the tradition of the old sound. We don't flavor it with the new riffs and etc. We try to keep the tradition of the old school, the old sound, as close to it as possible. And it's like, if you had known Bill, it's indeed a pleasure for us to attempt and do. In other words, we're here just trying to continue his legacy, and it would be a shame to let it not continue.
Right.
Because he just made such a huge impression on the business. He was fantastic. He was fantastic. He could mess a house up just talking before he sung one note.
Right.
Yes, he was that kind of entertainer. Yeah. He was
Maxine, like,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Bill always said that the key to the Drifters' longevity was first great writers that presented great songs, great singers to record and deliver them. And those are the two key elements that make a song really special and lasting. We're very thrilled that the Drifters' first recording, Money Honey, now enjoys distinction in the Grammy Hall of Fame as a trailblazing recording. That's the one that really thrust the Drifters onto the scene. I'd like to share for the younger generations especially that the all-time best-selling song by the Drifters was recorded in 1954 with Bill Pinkney singing lead on it. Your generation would recognize the song, even if you might not know it's the Drifters. But if I call to your attention the movie Home Alone, we all remember the shaving scene and the to the White Christmas in the background with the smooth baritone lead. That bass singer was Bill Pinkney, and that song was White Christmas, which is also in the Grammy Hall of Fame, and it is one of the top 10 all-time best-selling Christmas songs. So the Drifters have made contributions unknown to the younger generations by name, even though they know what the contribution is. I just wanted to share that with you.
Please do. Thank you.
Yes.
And that just answered my next question, Maxine, because now that was perfect, because I was looking on the website, originaldrifters.com. Please go to the website. You can see where they'll be performing next. Tomorrow on Saturday, May 19th, they're here at Seneca, Niagara Falls Casino and Hotel, and at the Bears Den in the showcase room here. And yeah, I was shocked. I never even knew. I've watched Home Alone many a times, and everyone knows the movie Home Alone, and that is a signature song, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and it actually hit more closer to home with my generation age. So that is definitely a beautiful song, and I'm glad he actually got to do that. So
That is the voice of Bill Pinkney.
So
the legacy that we continue.
that is awesome. So that is Bill Pinkney's Original Drifters. Now, Tony, you said you are the opening act, and you look nice and dulled and sparkly. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And what do you do in the opening act? If, for instance, I feel bad if people can't make it here, but if they aren't able to see the show, what do you do for an opening act?
Well, I think I can sing. And I hope I can please everybody tomorrow for the 3 o'clock show and for the 8 o'clock show. I have worked this area for a long time, off and on through the years. I've been with Mr. Pinkney for 17 years. And I joined him in 1996. And I come over here with all of these lovely people, and I love them. They make me angry, but I love them.
You do a job on us too.
But I'm the mother, the sister, and the family member, and any other kind of member.
Beautiful. And that leads into what I was going to say. It just seems to be one big camaraderie, one big family. Absolutely. And I am honored to be today just in the middle of you guys here, to be interviewing you guys, to be part of this family just for a little bit, even just to remembering the legacy of Bill Pinkney. Now, Richard, any memories you have of Bill Pinkney or of that we haven't heard from you much?
Well, you know, I started singing when I was about 10 years old. I'm 72 now. I'll be 73 the last of this month here. I was with a group called the Knight Brothers. We had a record called Temptations About to Get Me. We used to work the Pine Grill up in Buffalo all the time, too, in '64. But being with, I was with the Orioles, and we were doing a show with Bill, and Bill saw me, and Bill said, "You want to sing with me, man? You want to sing?" Because I've always wanted to be one of the Drifters, because I would go to the theaters and I would see that show. Years, you know, I was a little boy, and that's, you know, and music has been a thing of mine all my life. Thank God, it's been very good to me in order to allow me to even be able to sing at my age and with all the health problems that I've basically had since. But God is good, man, and
amen.
Can't beat that.
Awesome. Thank you, Richard. Now, talking off air, Maxine, we mentioned about Elvis Presley. One of his favorite musicians or musical groups were the Bill Pinkney's Original Drifters. And do you want to share with our viewers the story about with the Jordanaires, who are actually the backup singers there for Elvis Presley?
Of course, I'd be delighted to share that story. But before I do that, let me first tell you when I first became aware that they were a favorite of Elvis. The group was engaged in Vegas, and Bill was being interviewed there by a local radio personality. And during the course of the preliminaries, just getting set up for the interview, the gentleman shared with Bill that he had interviewed Elvis in Vegas and how excited he was to be going. And he said, "I was sitting just like I'm sitting with you now, and there's music playing in the background here. Likewise, there was with him as well." And what he was listening to was an album at the time by the Drifters. And his comments were, "Now listen to that man, listen to that man. Now that's harmony. You hear how Clyde McPhatter soars up there, and you hear that bass just kind of coming along there." Well, obviously, he was talking about an organizer, Clyde McPhatter, and bass Bill Pinkney. So that's when I first became aware of Elvis's admiration for the Drifters, and that was maybe 1988. Fast forward to the last decade, and I had the privilege of being present at the Vocal Group Hall of Fame, watching Bill Pinkney by invitation induct the Jordanaires, Elvis's background group, into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame, which of course was their way of paying tribute to those Drifters that they knew were Elvis's favorite group, and I thought that was certainly worthy of note.
Most definitely. Oh, wow.
Very well said, Max.
A lot of great music history, especially just not with Bill Pinkney's Original Drifters, but again with Elvis Presley's The Jordanaires and that. And my goodness, it's just amazing. I just got goosebumps. You can't see the goosebumps, but just talking about these awesome stories. Now, I looked on originaldrifters.com, and Bill Pinkney has a foundation. Yes. And I just want to touch upon about that just for a few minutes. And who would be interested in talking a little bit about Bill Pinkney's? Everyone's pointing over. Everyone's pointing over to Max.
She was instrumental in seeing to it that that foundation came into
Okay,
being.
so I would like to just a little information about that, please.
All right. Well, the Bill Pinkney Foundation actually was formed by Bill Pinkney. It was his brainchild. And and that is to represent his humanitarian legacy rather than his professional legacy. Now, throughout the years, Bill was known as an humanitarian. Actually, he used to have free meals for the community. He would provide free concerts for various nonprofit entities. He actually went into the schools and spoke with and encouraged youth. He provided countless hours of performances at reduced fees for law enforcement entities, domestic abuse victims, numerous youth groups. He went to prisons and delivered a good message and sang. He also even had his roots were gospel. So he also sang gospel. This group can give you a pretty good gospel performance too. So we have witnessed the Bill Pinkney persona, not only in a Drifters scenario, but as a humanitarian as well. And the foundation was conceived and exists to represent that aspect of the Bill Pinkney experience. And the foundation has held some events, but for the most part, we're still busy getting our direction, getting our footing, but we have something very, very, very major on the table for the 60th anniversary next year, so stay tuned. And in the meantime, to get more information about Bill Pinkney, a very, very, very interesting gentleman who lived many, many lives. 5 Bronze Stars from World War II, including Normandy and Bastogne, a pitcher and the Sandlot team of the Negro Baseball League, very well-known gospel singer even before the Drifters were formed. So this is a tremendous individual that we're representing. And for more information about his life, his autobiography, Drifters 1 Bill Pinkney, is available at driftersone.com or our site, originaldrifters.com.
Thank you very
And we thank you for the opportunity to share information about the foundation.
much. No problem.
Thank you.
Definitely. Bill Pinkney is definitely a legacy that definitely continues on through you guys by singing his great music and great songs. And
he showed me so much.
yeah,
He showed me a lot.
what did he show you?
Showed me how to sing some of them notes. I'd go up sometime, I'd say, no. Oh, wait a minute. No. You can't do that. And he straightened you out. You know, he knew what you were supposed to be singing. And if you got lazy on him, you couldn't do that. He wouldn't allow that.
He wouldn't let that happen at all, eh?
He loved the public too much for that. He said that the public don't deserve that. They deserve every show that you do, every act, every song that you sing. Give it your best. Just like it was your last.
Nice.
And that taught me a lot, because a lot of days I'd be saying, oh, well, here we go again. And I think about what he told me. I said, well, you better get yourself up and get it right.
Well, I was wondering if it's possible, and if it's not, that's okay, if maybe I can get a few notes from you guys, if you would be interested, maybe.
You want to do a little, what you gonna do? About three lines.
That'll work.
It's time to eat.
Yeah.
We're getting hungry.
Oh, I know. I'm right with you. So if we do a few lines or a few notes, is that all right?
What you gonna do? You gonna do that?
All right, go ahead.
Now what you gonna do about 8:30? What you gonna do about 8:30? It will not be high. Yes, if we had a date. You know you're so pretty. You're so pretty. Look at there. Look at there. Look at there. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Lordy, look at there. Look at there. Look at there. Just strutting down the street. Just strutting down the street. Long black wavy hair. Black wavy hair. That's it.
That's enough.
All right, the original Drifters, Bill Pinkney's original Drifters, here at Seneca, Niagara Casino and Hotel at the Bears Den Showcase Room. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
Oh, from 1955. Richard, Tony, Brian, thank you again, Chuck, Russell, and Maxine. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Please check out all our shows on Remix TV. I want to give a special thank you to Maxine again for setting this up with me here, and the Original Drifters, Bill Pinkney's Original Drifters. Thank you very much. I also want to thank Seneca Niagara Casino and Hotel here in Niagara Falls, New York, for hosting the Original Drifters to let Bill Pinkney's legacy continue on. And go to originaldrifters.com for more information. Check out their 60th anniversary, what they have in store. Also, special thank you to my camera crew, Lindsay, and I'm Joe Crawford for Entertainment Extra. Take care.
Thank you.
Hey, Lindsay.